We've got some Week 4 OFL football as the 2-1 New England Patriots head out to New Era Field. It's a new era in Buffalo. Shout out to Apple. As they're set to take on the 1-2 Buffalo Bills, two of the more explosive teams in the NFL, especially New England. On paper, the Patriots, especially offensively, look pretty much unstoppable. So that won't be fun for this Buffalo defense. Let's start in the first quarter. Jared Goff, of course, at quarterback for New England. He's going to hand it off for Derrick Henry. Welcome to New England, big boy. So he gets a nice first down there, then gets an additional 15 onto the face mask on Buffalo. The flag right there would be called on Roquan Smith, second-year man out of Georgia, as Henry was just acquired from the Oakland Raiders. And then a few plays later, even though it didn't show, at least we get the replay here, a touchdown for Grandpa Frank Gore. The old man's still doing it. He's going to be in a retirement home in 5 years, but he could still score 6. So here is the Buffalo offense. Garoppolo fumbles it, picked up by Nikhil Roby-Coleman, and he's going to take it the distance for a New England touchdown. Their lead gets even bigger. However, the play would be reviewed. As you can see, it looks like sort of a bad angle there, but it looks like Garoppolo's knee is down before the ball comes out. I got a better angle other than that one. The refs would agree with me, so it's still 7-0. Play is reversed as on 3rd down and 14. Here is Mr. Jimmy Garoppolo, and Jimmy Jesus would go down once again. He'd actually fumble it. This time it was a fumble. However, Buffalo would recover it. They would bring it down to a 1 as that's Chris Jones with the play. So New England gets the ball back. Here's Jared Goff. More time than someone waiting in a McDonald's drive-thru at 5 o'clock in the morning, as he is a very star-studded offensive line. And you might as well call him Kevin John Yoon, because he's launching nukes, connecting with Mike Evans for 6, and the Patriots extend their lead. Now 14-0, not looking good for Buffalo early, as Garoppolo connecting with Michael. He's going to gallop on that horse. Michael Gallup with a first down, former Colorado State Ram. Now 3rd down from the 49. Buffalo trying to have a nice conversion here, as with a flag on the play, Jimmy G would look deep. However, this flag could be a huge killer holding on the offense. That is tough for Buffalo. Ali Marpet called for the flag, so that'll bring us to a 3rd and 17. Costly penalty right there for the Bills. You just can't be doing that, as Garoppolo would be picked off. You can't spell intercepted without the D. Nikhil Roby-Coleman with the play, and that holding call really bites Buffalo in the booty. So New England up 14-0 in a prime position right now to blow this game open is Goff on first down. There he will be sacked by Roquan Smith going downstairs where Daddy hides the vodka. Now 2nd and 18 here for New England, as it's going to be a short screen pass, and Buffalo would jar the ball loose. That's Trey Waynes who picks it up, and he will take it to the house for a touchdown. So the Bills cut the lead in half, bringing it down to 7. Couldn't tell who made the play on the ball, but that was a really nice strip. So now 3rd down here for New England. They're just going to try to extend their lead, and they would bring it to the 1. Gain of 34 yards on the play right there for Allen Hurns. And the Patriots going to try to punch it in. 3rd and goal from a 1. With Derrick Henry on your team, you should be able to. But Goff decides to throw it. They didn't learn from the Seahawks back in the Super Bowl 49. Of course, Super Bowls are a thing of the past now with OFL Bowls. However, this one, unlike the Seattle Seahawks one, would work, as Dallas Goedert would get the touchdown. So now it's 21-7. Patriots still looking good, as on 2nd down. Huge stop right there for New England. That'll make it a 3rd down and long here for Buffalo. They wouldn't do anything. So here's the field goal unit from 53 yards out. And this kick would go right down Main Street. So it's 21-10. New England still have a nice lead here. And they have a chance to extend it. They have a good minute and 11 seconds left. Illuminati confirmed. So now 3rd down and 3 here. 3rd and inches, sorry, for New England, my apologies, as Mike Evans is wide open, more wide open than a McDonald's drive-thru at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then that would lead us to a 2nd and goal. Clock ticking, New England out of timeout, as that's Mike Evans, touchdown number 2 for Evans, who was originally drafted by the Bears, then swapped for Saquon Barkley with the Jets. Both Barkley and Evans have now been traded. So it's 28-10. I feel like at this point we have to simulate because this game just does not look very close. Buffalo does score a touchdown, so it's 28-16. Are you telling me there's still a chance? And Buffalo gets a stop, so now I think it's time to watch again because the Bills are kind of back in it. 2nd and 7 here for the Bills. We went through about half of the third quarter, as here is Jimmy Garoppolo connecting to the 30-yard line, getting that to the Whitey himself, Cole Beasley. Beasley's been one of the leading receivers here in the OFL. And that's 2nd and 4. That's Dalton Schultz, the former Stanford Cardinal, with his first receiving touchdown in the OFL. And the Bills will make this a one-score game. They're going to go for 2, trying to make it a field goal deficit. And when something's not broke, don't fix it. As the Bills going to go wash, rinse, repeat. Another short pass on the flats for Dalton Schultz. So now it is 28-25. Buffalo has the ball back. This is a great opportunity for them, but they blow it. Eddie Jackson with the interception. Jackson would bring it all the way to the 44-yard line, and New England gets the ball back. Huge turnover right there, as it looked like Buffalo had a legit chance to come back, but Jackson saying, nah. So New England gets it back. Very next play at the 44. Here's Jared Goff. He would find Mike Evans, and the Bills are saying oof after that one as Mike Evans with the hat trick, his 3rd receiving touchdown of the day. Patriots now up by 10. 35-25, so Buffalo has upward battle to face, as here would be a huge first down for Gallup. He brings it to the 38, breaking the tackle. And then from the 26 for the Bills, they're going to keep on trying to get closer and closer. Pad the bleeding as Jimmy G would connect. And the Bills would bring it to the 3-yard line, getting closer and closer to the end zone, as they should be able to punch it in. 1st and goal, as with Nick Chubb, one of the more powerful running backs, they should be able to. However, can't always get so lucky, as it's tipped off of a Bills player's helmet, and Mitch Unrein, of all people, gets the interception. Don't get to say that name every day, so Unrein with his first career interception in the LFL, and I doubt he had any in the NFL. So New England now just chewing clock. Henry with a nice run, bringing it to the 41, as Derrick Henry is the type of guy you want in this situation. Powerful back, doesn't have too many negative gains. Now 2nd and 7. Here's Grandpa Frank Gore with a first down. And New England is sitting pretty. 4th and 8. They're going to go for the field goal, trying to make this a 13-point game, and the kick would be good. So New England finally doing something other than scoring a touchdown. They'll just take the 3 from Ryan Suckup, former Mr. Irrelevant, I believe. Now, with 8 seconds left, Bills going to lob up the Hail Mary. They don't have a choice. They need to get this, get an onside kick, and then get another Hail Mary. And let's just say Jimmy Jesus' prayer would not get an amen. Incomplete in the back of the end zone. And the Patriots get the win 38-25. Alpo pulling the Patriots improved to 3-1, while Tim Tejada the 4th. And the Bills go down to the corresponding opposite 1-3. So here's a look at the stats on the day. Goff with 4 touchdown passes. Jimmy G threw 3 picks. And another nice win for New England. They look terrifying, especially on offense. Watch out for New England as a legit contender with one of the better trading coaches in this league, in Alpo Pull. Eagles beat the Packers 21-14. Probably the most average football game you would ever see. No one has crazy stats. No one went on a scoring tear. It wasn't a defensive battle, so just an all-around average day, I'd say. The Eagles needed a win, and they definitely got one. I guess Michael Bennett had a really big game, but outside of him, the Tennessee Titans beat the Atlanta Falcons 42-28. Titans now 3-1. Falcons now 1-3. 5 touchdown passes from Russell Wilson, who won Conference Player of the Week. Could have made a case for Jared Goff or even Mike Evans to win that award, but they did give it to Russell Wilson instead. Trey Flowers with a sack, one pride, baby. Next up, we got the Redskins getting pummeled by the Giants, 35-7. Washington was one of 3 teams headed into this week who were still undefeated, and they got absolutely murdered. And watch out for the Giants. They are now 3-1, and they are atop the division since they now do the head-to-head tiebreaker with Washington. So watch out for the Giants as a team who could surprise some people and go far this year. Dolphins beat the Chargers 31-21. Miami Dolphins now 2-1-1. They're going to have some trouble with New England in that division, but they're only half a game back. And the Dolphins, who should be 3-1, are definitely looking up in the right direction, as they should have beat Dallas last week. They, according to the box score, played a lot better, even though the game resulted in a tie. Raiders beat the Colts 38-17. Dominant victory for Oakland, who basically had a fire sale and just tore apart their whole team. They essentially traded Derrick Henry, Mitchell Schwartz, and Byron Jones for a pair of backup players. So, not great coaching, to say the least, but they do get the win nonetheless. They are now 2-2. Colts, I believe, fall to 1-3, if I'm not mistaken. The Panthers get killed by the Texans 38-10, so it looks like their Week 1 win was a fluke, as Carolina's lost their past 3 games since. Big win for Houston. I want to say they're 3-1 now, so watch out for the Texans. It's a team who could surprise some people and go pretty far. They are in a tough division. Jaguars are really solid. Tennessee Titans have 3 wins. Colts have a challenging roster. Lions beat the Chiefs 31-20. Detroit now 3-1. Kansas City 2-2. The Lions are probably in the easiest division in the league. You have Walty, who has tearing his team apart. FG, who's trying to tank, and then Perry's team is quite raw as well. So this is definitely Coach Ian Billmeyer in the Lions division to lose, and they have 3 wins up to this point. Nice little win streak of 3 games. KC loses their second game of the season, falling down to 2-2. Ravens destroy the Browns 42-20. Baltimore now 3-1. Cleveland is the only team who is 0-4. Remember, Dallas is winless, but Dallas also tied, so they're not 0-4 regardless of the result of their game against New Orleans, which we'll see in just a little bit. The Bucks destroy the Rams 44-10 in the battle of the inactive coaches, wink wink, as Tampa Bay, they are 3-1 now as well, and they are another team to keep your eye on with that star-studded backfield of Matt Ryan and Le'Veon Bell. And even though my Niners only have 1 win this season, it's against this Bucks team, so I guess you could say we got a little lucky. The Cardinals' undefeated season is no more. 34-28, they lose to the Seattle Seahawks. It's been a rough start for Seattle. They have one of the most talented teams in the league. They're only 2-2, and I think this is a huge win for them momentum-wise, beating a very good Cardinal team, as it could be a dogfight between these two squads for the division. Watch out for San Francisco, because, I don't know. The Vikings beat the Bears in, as the great irritating tree would say, a tank bowl. The Vikings have tanked, but the Bears have like 8 first-round picks this year. There's like 6 second-round picks. The Bears might as well put those draft picks on the field now, for crying out loud, and they'd be better than the players they have. The Broncos beat the Jaguars 31-28, so Denver, I believe, is now 3-1. Saquon Barkley with 3 touchdowns in his Bronco debut after being traded from the Bears. Broncos gave up a whole lot of picks to get him. Jacksonville falls to 2-2, but I would still have my money on them to win their division. Cowboys lose to the Saints on Sunday Night Football 28-24. Nice comeback from New Orleans. So the Saints, after starting off 0-2, have won their past 2 straight. They're now 2-2 in a pretty weak division, I'd say. Meanwhile, the Cowboys 0-3-1 in one of the better divisions in the OFL. So, Cowboys are not looking too good early on here, and they will be probably tanking quite quickly. And then last but not least, on Monday Night Football, the Bengals beat the Steelers. Pittsburgh falls to 1-3, and the Bengals are 4-0. They are the only undefeated team left of all teams, Coach Terry and the Bengals. They've made one move this entire year. They have Dak Prescott as their quarterback, yet they've not lost a game yet. Strange. Seriously, look at the Week 5 schedule. Got some good games in there. Cardinals and Bengals, those teams only have 1 combined loss all season. And then looking at the standings, AFC North, obviously the Bengals are undefeated. Ravens looking pretty good as well. In the South, Titans and Texans both 3-1. Jaguars looking good as well. Patriots 3-1. Dolphins have a game back at 2-1-1. Denver Broncos 3-1. Chiefs and Raiders have 2 wins. In the NFC North, or the NFC North, my apologies, Lions are 3-1. In the South, Bucks have a division lead. Saints a game back. Giants and Redskins each have 3 wins. Eagles with 2. And then last but not least in the West, Cardinals a game ahead of Seattle and the Rams, 1.5 games ahead of San Francisco. And then a look at the players of the week: Tariq Cohen, Russell Wilson, Brandon Graham, and Bobby Wagner. Probably the first time this season that all 4 players of the week actually won. So that'll end the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, have a good one.